today we are going to look at a very interesting opening, and many of you might already know this, but it is always good to go through it and understand the principles. Okay, this is called as the French defense. Okay, normally we are used to playing e4 and e5, right? And that goes to a lot of different Italian game, Ivan's Gambit, Scotch Gambit, 4 knights game, 2 knights defense, all of it we go into it, right? And we know some of it, e4, e5, mostly nf3, nc6, right? There is only one variant which is nf3, nf6, which is the Petrov's defense. But otherwise, mostly you will play nf3, nc6, and then you get into one type of games, and maybe you will want to have a different kind of games. Many times you are interested in having a different kind of a setup, right? Not the usual thing where you get it. So in which case, should know about how to be able to get into that. So one of the earliest openings that you can learn, which is different from the king pawn openings, is the French defense. And why it is thing is that the conceptually it is very similar, not similar, it is relatively simple to understand, and the plans are mostly standard plans. So black has got a standard plan that he wants to do, mostly against all the white responses. He can go with a similar plan, right? And that is what we are going to look at. Okay, so this is the, and you can note down this thing, justpathways.com, right? This site has got a good overview of all the openings. Can you see it? Right, I'm using this to show. I have also created my handout, which I have shared today on the WhatsApp group, that has got some more details. But this also, I found this site also to be a very good introductory site for almost all the openings. Okay, Vihan has joined, Agastya is also joining or joined, so good. So we have.
So can you share this link of this test pathways on group?
I will send it. I will send it both on the Zoom chat right now. Okay, which I have sent it. And also,
so what are we doing?
We are learning about French defense too. Okay, very exciting opening. Very good. So
sorry,
yeah.
I joined late because I was actually having my lunch.
Okay. Hope you had a good lunch.
Yes, I had roti canai.
Okay.
And chicken raksa.
Okay, all right.
And laddu, and I'll eat pizza.
Okay, all right. Cool, fine. So I will also send this link on so I have also sent the link on WhatsApp also, so you will have it. Okay, and I have sent the link directly for the French defense, but you can always go and you can browse to whatever are the openings. Okay, all right. Okay, you had lunch and Ishan has got dinner because he is in US. So yeah, good. All right. And I have had breakfast, so maybe that is how it is. Okay. So some people just now finished breakfast, some people finished lunch, some people finished dinner.
I also had breakfast, sir.
Very nice, very nice. What did you have?
Sir, oats.
Okay, all right. I had a dosa for breakfast. So, all right, let's get going. Enough of food, otherwise we will discuss food only. Very interesting topic, but okay. So what is the basic idea of the French defense? You see here, it is not the E5 E5 square that the black goes to defend. He creates a strong point on the D5 square. And how he does it? He does is first, when you play E4, he does not play E5, he plays E6. Okay, and you might be thinking, why he's not going to it? Because he wants to support his D5 pawn with E6. Right, instead of the other one, E5 pawn with D6, that is the what you end up doing mostly in the king pawn openings, but here it is the other way around. Okay, so normally E4, E6, D4, D5. This is what is the setup. So if you go here also and tools and right. Okay, let's go to openings explorer. Why is it so slow today? Okay, doesn't matter. Analysis board only will take it. E4, right? E4, king pawn opening, and now black plays E6. Okay, this is the standard thing for the what do you call that? This is the first standard move, and most of the time, see what are the thing? Most of the time, white plays knight C3. Okay, because white wants to develop and grab the center as much as possible. Only thing is that he's not getting a full reign in the center. Black plays D5. So this is now we are in the proper French defense. And by the way, if you go do this in Lichess, right, it will on the analysis board, it will actually show it to you and it will also tell you. Okay, in fact, but just by reading this, you can get to know a lot of stuff, right? So what is the thing? Black poses an immediate challenge to the powerful white center. And if white takes the pawn, then black is very happy to take back with the E pawn, okay, not with the queen. Why not with the queen? Because if you take it with the queen, first of all, this pawn is blockading your bishop, right? So that will continue to be. And second thing is that your queen, you will get a developing move to the white with a tempo. With a tempo means free thing. Now you have to just move back your queen and then white can continue to develop more, right? So this is what can happen, and hence you will never take back. If white exchanges, first of all, white normally never exchanges. Okay, because by exchanging you are giving up. If you give up the fight, then now with this it is perfectly equal. So black is very happy now. Okay, because this bishop is also open, this bishop is open, queen has also got a thing, and he has got a stickhold in the center also as much as white. So there is no attack after this for white. You can continue to play the game. There is nothing wrong, and at our level, it really does not matter at this level. But it is an equal game. It is not that white is pressing. Okay, normally white starts having a slight advantage because he is pressing. Here, see, there is nothing. Black has got an equal position, and there is nothing under attack. Black's piece, right, or pawn also. So that is why white does not normally white will not generally take it. So what are the options for white? Okay, first of all, let us look at it. What is black's plan? Okay, black's plan is to counter the center and then play c pawn to c5 here, bring the knight to here, bring the queen to here also, and that way put pressure on the d pawn also. Okay, e pawn anyway is contested and d pawn also is contested. This is what is thing, and normally this knight goes to h6 in this. Normally you will not develop the knight to h6 because it is going on the other half the power is going. But the thing is that why you don't want to play it here, because otherwise this pawn can
Because the pawn will go to e5.
Correct. Pawn will go to e5 and immediately drive you away. Instead of that, you wait for the white pawn to get pushed. Okay, if white pushes this pawn, then you develop the knight to h6, and from h6 you jump it to f5, and this is a very good square because then you are also attacking this pawn. So this knight is also attacking, queen is also attacking. So this is the general plan. Does not mean
but sir, if the pawn does not move, the knight is also attacked by the pawn there.
If the pawn has not moved, then what?
I think Agastya is going to say that with the bishop.
With the bishop. Yeah. So that is why actually you will wait. It is not that immediately you will play. First you will play on the queen side. Then white will either move his bishop or block it with f4. That is when you can play the knight to h6. So these are just general.
So from h6 we play directly to f5. Then the pawn on the king side, the white can kill the knight.
Yeah. But I am not saying that you put the pawn knight to f5 and the white pawn is on e4. I'm just giving you the plan. This is what you do when the white has moved the pawn ahead. Okay. So it is not that obviously you will not give up your knight just like that. Okay. So what are the main? This one is that when black attacks, apart from knights, white most of the time plays knight c3, but white also has got a option to play knight to b3.
Sir, bishop can go to b5.
Bishop can go to b5 is not a great move because you will be kicked back with the tempo. Now what you do? Now again you have to go back, and then black has got black has got an extra move here, right? So that is why it is not this one. And in fact, probably at this stage, then black can play this also. right? And it will be slightly difficult for white. Matlab black gets the slight advantage, in fact, with this. Okay, because how will you get back the pawn? You will have to play knight f3, but now black can play knight f6.
So what
because
if the queen goes to f3?
when? Earlier?
Yeah.
Here at this point of time, queen f3, you are taking away a good square of your own knight, no? So you can go here, no problem, you can play it, but black will be very happy to play something like this here, c5. Okay, so let's go back. So generally there are four main alternatives. White can capture it and then play something like c4. Okay, this is the exchange variation of French defense. Okay, white, so very slight advantage white gets. Okay, but it is generally equal, and black is very happy to play this, no problem. Okay, so this is called as the exchange variation. What is the next variation is called as the advanced variation. So if you see here, what are the options? In fact, you can see here in Wikipedia, knight c3 is the most popular option. Knight d2 is the next one. Third one is e5. This is called as advanced variation. Okay, you don't want to let black capture, and hence you don't also want to capture. So advance it. This is also a very common opening in French defense, advanced variation. Okay, but the moment after e5, what is the normal move that you play? You play c5 immediately, counter attack. So what is the thing? This is a pawn chain, and this is the defending pawn. So you attack it with your thing, and you get a very free game after this on the c5, because after that you will bring your knight here, and you will bring your queen here, and you will bear down the pressure on this one. Okay, so
So
white.
now can we play the bishop move to b5?
Yeah, you can play it. You can play it, but you know what is this one? So what do you call? Black will immediately block this and force either you take it. If you take it also, then see, naturally just count that tempo method I had said. Black is slightly ahead now. Can you see? Black has got 3 pawns developed. White has got 2 pawns developed. Plus black has got 1 knight also developed. White does not have any piece. So who do you think is slightly ahead here now? Black is slightly ahead, right? So this is, so you have to see, because you had first moved your piece and then you exchanged it, and when you exchanged it, another piece came out of blacks. There you lost 1 move, and 1 move you lost because whatever the e4 pawn, you moved it further ahead, right? So that way black gets a better game. So that is how you have to think. So normally you will not do this kind of a thing unless it is active.
Sir, if the bishop moves to b5, then the bishop will move to d7, and if it kills, the knight will kill that black bishop.
That is what.
And after that, it also supports the pawn, attacks the white pawn.
That is what I explained. So fine. So what is the generally then white will play c3 here. Okay, because why white plays c3 is that white does not really want the knight to be here. White wants the knight to be on d2 here. So he's okay. This pawn is okay for him. This is how the setup works normally. Okay. Yeah.
Sir, when the black pawn, which is on c7, when it will go to c5.
Okay.
Black pawn.
Yes, I will show it here. So white plays e5, then black plays c5. Yeah.
Sir, if this here the white pawn d4 pawn takes black pawn.
Yeah, then you are playing into black's game plan. Black is very happy now.
Yes, sir, that he can take with the bishop.
And not only that, this is an isolated pawn. So this has become very weak now.
Yes,
right?
sir.
So you don't want to, it is like you have left your soldier out in the enemy camp here. He has crossed the halfway mark and he does not have enough support. And
I also played this, sir, when I am black.
Yeah. Okay, good. You play the French defense, which is good. So that is why white will never take this. Okay. So remember, white never takes this. White will further boost it, saying that, oh, if you want to take it, then I will take it back, and my c pawn would have come into d pawn, and it is a good game for me. right? This is the game plan. Okay, but there are other, but I said there are 4 alternatives. One is exchange variation, one is advance variation, and the other one is this is the French Winawer variation, knight c3, because now black can pin the knight and threatening this.
Pawn can come to 3. White pawn.
Wait, pawn coming to f3 is generally not a good idea because you are
This is
opening
not that, no. A pawn to a3 after the bishop comes.
knight c3. Yeah, this can come, but do you see what is going to happen? He will take it, and then your central pawn is captured. Right? So remember, this is an indirect attack on your pawn. So by pinning the knight, which is defending your e4 pawn, which does not have any other defense. So now actually you cannot really play a3 here. You have to play either you have to exchange, go for it, or you have to play e5, which is advancing it. There is very little other thing that you can do. You can play bishop d3, which is played very rarely, but it is technically possible. So you are defending it. But otherwise, one of these 3 you have to do it. Okay. The other thing what you can also do is knight to e2 here. Why? Because he's saying that, oh, you want to put pressure on my pawn by this one, but I will I will take it back. If you take my knight, I will take it back. So this is the thing, but it is still rare. Normally e5 or e takes d5. This is what are the moves that are. Okay. But black need not always play bishop to b4. Black can also play, continue to attack here. This is also a very common opening.
Pawn can come to e5.
Yeah, pawn can come to e5, but then the strategy is this knight goes here, okay, and prepares for c5. This is what is a general thing. And then white will probably play f4 to make this. But this is how the game goes. Okay, so this is called as the classical. See here, it is showing you. In fact, Lichess is the very good site. That's why I keep saying that even for your studying. See, it will tell you this now. Master database, I have enabled it, right? And it is showing you the statistics also. What happens in every this one. Okay, Kushagre had asked. Let me see what had he asked. E4, E6, D4, D5, E5, C5, C3, C4. Okay. Good for black. Okay, I will answer that question. Okay, but first I'm telling you how to enable this, right? How to enable this in your thing. So at in your what you call this book icon is there. That if you click it, then the master database gets enabled, and it will keep showing you the statistics on every position. See, it is telling you what in this position it was white to play. What are all the moves that have been played by so many players and how many players? So you can almost get the which is the most correct moves from the top 2 or 3 in this. Okay. See, in this case, 10,000 people play f4 and only 800 people have played knight c to e2. So you can know that, but still 800 is not a small number. 300 is also not a small number. Okay. So you know that these moves are thing, but queen to g4, it's a very.
So you can also watch the average rating. It's 2,430.
Where is the average rating you are saying?
So when you click it, you can see the average rating of everyone who has played the move.
Yeah, but where is that? Where is that? If I click it, average rating. Yeah. Correct. So it is also, that is also showing you, right? And who are the people who have played this? Say bishop e3, the average rating is 2298. 23. Yeah, it's still okay, but you see most of the people that prefer this, these are generally the good moves. You will find it in the top. Okay, and you will fine. So there was also so knight to f6, and yeah. So let us go back. Now I've shown you this. So coming back here, yeah, we have said that on the third move, white has got multiple alternatives. E5 is the advanced variation. Knight c3 is the main line, classical, and this one. And knight d2 is the Tarrasch variation. Tarrasch was the very strong player from the 19th and early 20th century, German player. So a lot of openings may you have find the Tarrasch variations because he investigated and founded those things. Okay, so what are the main principles of the E5 variation? See, what you can immediately see, the pawns are now no longer in tension. but they are like pawn chains, right? So now each one, black will try to undermine the white's pawn chain by playing c5. White will try to maintain it by playing c3. Okay, so and white has got a slight space advantage because see what the pawn has got pushed here. So knight cannot come here, right? Knight can come to e7 and then g6, or knight can come to h6 and then f5. This is how the white black's king knight can develop. What cannot come to f6. So white has got a slight advantage, and then there are ways of playing around it. So see, first thing is that completely locked center, right? So then you have to play on the sides. So because in the normally e4, e5 games, what happens is the center opens up sometime or the other. E takes d or d takes e, and then center opens up. But in these games, that does not happen. So you get to a different kind of a setup. So we saw this black plays c5, striking at the counter, and then c3, nc6, nf3, queen b6. Yeah. So you saw this how the game is happening. Black is actually in this setup. Black is threatening on d4, and black queen is also threatening on b2. Okay. It is not that right now. It is not a direct attack, but the black's play is on the queen side in this opening, not on the king side. Okay. Queen side is where all the action is going to happen.
Sir, there is another method. Distract the bishop with the other bishop and kill it.
Yeah, but it is not so straightforward. I mean, you should be this one, but there are ways of. But this is the standard position that you can look forward to if white goes for the e5 variation. Okay, advanced variation. Okay, but essentially, what will do? Black will at the right moment. Black will want to exchange this pawn here. If possible, black will try to win this, but there are also, it is trappy. It is not so easy. Okay, especially before the king is castled. So there are some traps there. We'll look at another line, and this is a very, it's a good setup to play from both sides, but you should just play it and see it. Okay, white has got a space advantage. Black has got a, black has got a good counter attack on the queen side, but black's light squared bishop is stuck because of this pawn. This is what is the general characteristics. Okay. Now we'll look at the main line, which is nc3.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, why do we develop pieces? Just because we have to castle?
No, main thing is that to attack opponent's king, you require your pieces, right? Otherwise, what is the use if they are in your own camp and sitting at the baseline? Unless you go and attack, and you require maximum forces at your disposal. That is why you develop your pieces.
Okay.
Right. Okay, then what is the main what is the idea behind the knight c3? Knight c3 is saying that I don't want to push the pawn. I want to maintain the tension in the center. And if you take it, then I will take back and my knight comes into the center, which is generally good, right? Knight is always good to be there in the center. So white is saying that I don't want to exchange. You exchange if you want, and I will develop my piece at a good square. Okay. So maintain the pressure. So now in this case, the black also is actually good to play knight f6 here. Okay, knight f6 here and maintain the tension, not just exchange it and give up the tension. So and black cannot really play c5 here. See, that is the key thing here. Let's go back. And here white plays knight c3. See, black also has to respond to properly. Okay, it is black cannot really play c5 here, because if you play c5 here, you're thinking that, oh, my plan is French defense, I should play c5. No, it is not like that, because white will take it, black takes it, and now white takes it this way, and this pawn is now under double attack. So if you go to capture this pawn is going to fall with queen taking it, right? So it is not very, very straightforward. And even if you do something like this knight f6, bishop develops here with a tempo, and you have got a tremendous advantage. Now you are ready to maybe give a check, or queen comes out and castle queen side and bring the rook also, and then attacking this pawn. So you are going to win this pawn then if this happens, right? So it is black also should not play here straightforward games. Oh, here in fact it also shows you top games when it comes down to very few things. So very beautiful. So right, this is the actually the chess database feature, like Chessbase and all. If you are using, then this is what you get it. But here you get it for free. Only thing is that these games are different games. These games are played on chess, not the tournament games. Okay. But let's go back here. So knight c3. Sorry, knight c3. What are the main options for black? Bishop to b4, okay, and f6. This is a very common main line, and d takes e4 is also a d takes e4 is also a thing, though it is not very, because what happens after this is that there is a Carlsen so game also. Kasparov Anand also is there. Kasparov Anand, Kasparov. So many top games are there also. Obviously, white knight has to take it, and then the black knight. Oh, this goes like a Caro-Kann kind of setup. So black can play bishop to d7, black can play knight to d7. Very rarely, this is played rarely because you can what do you call it? You can play knight f6 or you can play bishop g5. So you can pin it, right? So but you can see there are games like this also. So normally black, in this case, black will do something like this, knight to d7, and then followed by what do you call it? Then he will bring this knight. So this is also an option open. Let's come back here. Yeah, black's main option are to center with either d takes e4 or with knight f6 or with bb4. Yeah, so these are the main options that we saw here, right? Bishop to knight c3, then bishop to b4, or knight to f6, or d takes e4, right? So these are the main options for this one. Fine. What are the other? I think now you know this also. Then let us go back and see what are the other options for white. We had seen the e5 variation. We had seen the e takes d5 variation. E takes d5 variation is the exchange variation. We had seen it. Black will take it, and then white has got 2-3 options. One is like bishop to d3. General development. It is not like the white. It simply wants to play general developing moves and then castle and then see after that, right? This is what is the thing. So bishop to d6, right? Castle. This way basically. So there are many games in this also, right? Now the last variation that we will see is the knight to d2. This is called as the Tarrasch variation. Okay, knight to d2 prevents black from entering the Winawer. Knight c3 to bishop to b4. That is the Winawer. Winawer was a player from France only, I think, who used to play this. So that is why it is called as Winawer variation. So, but the idea is that white wants to use his c pawn for defending the d4, and then what do you call? Then probably play f4. So you should. So what are the main variations? In this case, black is okay to play c5. Okay, c5 is, you can see here what are the main variations. You immediately come to know. 12,000 played c5, which is the common, and then knight f6 also. So these are the two most common good moves are these. Then there are also okay moves are bishop to e7 and d takes e4. Those are also okay moves to play. Okay. Generally, knight c6 is not played because you are playing the French, so you want to first push the c5 pawn as much as possible and then play knight c6. So sometimes, rarely it is played, but generally this is what it is. So most common move here is c5, right? c5. Now again, white has got these two standard two options, but here either e takes d5, white can play, release the tension, right? E takes d5, and now here it is okay to play queen takes d5. Why? Because the knight is not coming here with a tempo. Neither can you push this pawn c4 with a tempo, because otherwise queen can again take this pawn, right? So in these positions are the ones where it is quite okay for the queen to come with a and queen will centralize and exert good power. But generally white will not take this. White will simply develop. White is saying, oh, you are attacking my pawn, I am defending it. You have attacked my pawn, I have defended it. But I am happy with this kind of a setup. I'll continue to develop and I will make you make the first thing. Okay.
But the bishop is blocked in this.
Yeah, bishop is blocked, but not for too long. Okay. You are saying your this one, right? Your
The
this
black
one.
bishop. Sorry, a
Oh.
white bishop.
So white has got a plan that he will move this bishop, develop the castling, and then he will move the knight also. That is what is the thing. So right now, yeah, you are right, but it is not blocked permanently. Here it is like the pawn push, like if white pushes this here, black's pawn is always stuck there, right? So then the bishop is always stuck. It is not like that. Here the piece is there, piece can always move, knight can move to b3, and then the bishop is open, right? So knight f3.
But sir, if the pawn of our side, like the e5 pawn goes to e5, then the bishop is permanently stuck.
That is black's bishop, not white's bishop. See, even here,
Yes, sir.
even here, right? What I'm saying is, let us say, I think even here, white's bishop is not stuck. White can, this knight can always go to b3. Okay, or after this bishop moves, it can come to castle and then whatever it can come down. But it is the black which is got. Fine. So knight f3 is a common variation, and black will then typically take this, right? And it is like black can decide to exchange, but it is an exchange. It is not like you are not losing any pawn. You can also take it back with the knight like this, right? Or you can take it takes d5 also, right? So there are moves like this. And black, what are the other options on knight to f3? Black can also play knight c6 here. Yeah, black can play. This is the black is anyway developing like this, right? And then white has got a, now white can play bishop to b5 pin. Okay, you are not winning anything, but it's a good pin and developing move, and you are ready to castle after. So you get a good game with this. So this is what is the what do you call it? This is what is the thing about the French defense. Okay, there is a Rubinstein variation, which is a very interesting variation, where black captures this and then plays this one. This. But I will cover Rubinstein variation sometime other. It is an interesting, this one, knight f6 variation. I think we have covered all of these ones, right? Yeah, we have not, we'll just look at this classical variation more. Classical variation where yeah.
Sir, if white plays e4, e5, queen h5 and c6, and then white plays bishop to c4, is it a good opening for white?
Go back. Let me tell me from where. What is the move sequence you said?
Sir, e4,
E4,
e5.
E4, E5, king opening, king pawn openings. Okay, we are not discussing king pawn opening. What is your question? E4, E5.
Then queen to h5.
Queen to h5 is never a good move. In no circumstances, black can continue to harass it and not this way.
Kill the pawn.
Yeah, you can play knight c6. You can play knight
Sir,
c6.
but many people
Bishop
checkmated
can
me
come
like
to
this.
c4.
Bishop
So
comes
many
to
people.
g6.
Sir, but whenever I had played, the bishop usually came to b5.
Okay, it's okay. Some other time I will explain you like this. Basically, what you can very easily deal with it. You can very easily deal with it, and even if you do something like this, what do you call? Black can then play d5 also. Okay, probably not d5 here. Black can even play this here now. So anyway, I will tell you some other this one. But generally, you follow this thing. Queen h5, knight c6, bishop c4, g6 you play, and that's it. After that, very easily you can counter white's plan, and there is no more attack. Okay, so anyway, don't this one. So going back, I think what we had said is that one last variation I will cover: e4, e6, d4, d5, knight c3, and knight f6. This is a classical variation. And then white, if we pushes, we said knight will go to d7. White will play f4 and black will play c5. Okay, then white plays knight f3 and then black plays knight c6. This is also a very common setup in what do you call in French defense. This way it can attack. White has got a space advantage, plus white is ready to push the f4 pawn to f5 later on. Okay.
So
black-
can the knight come to g5? White knight.
You can come to g5, but you don't have the bishop which is combining with the knight to attack. So just knight coming to g5 will not give you much help here. What are you threatening here with this? Because black can simply play knight to bishop to e7. Then, right? What are you threatening? If you think that I will go after this, I will go it. No, before that, black will take off the thing. So you don't have a you don't have an attack going. So it is black is very able to. So see this knight g5 normally in combination with bishop on c4. That is when the power is there of this knight g5. Or if there are certain other cases when you cannot exchange the knight, then queen can come to h5. That is when you can. Okay, so I think we have covered it. Let me stop here, and we are ending the class now. But I hope you got a good this one. I will send one more link